Hey everybody, welcome to Long Story Short, the podcast. I'm Megan.
I'm Wendy.
We are real friends who like to talk about real life, and later in the podcast, we're going to talk about splurges and saves, the places in which we're savers and the places in which we're spenders, and one of us considers ourselves way far on one end of the spectrum, and we have some thoughts about that. But first...
let me stop you there. I love how you have just stolen the Julie Chen "but first" as your own. You guys,
it's
what?
Julie Chen Moonves.
Oh. Okay, go ahead with your "but first."
Listen, guys, this episode is available as a video podcast on Patreon. So if you are a Patreon subscriber, congratulations, you get it. If you're not, guess what? You still can be. And this video will be sitting there waiting for you if you'd like to see us coming at you live from our closets. We also have coming later this month a Easter candy taste test video. I have a whole bag of stuff right here that we're digging into. And you get access to last month's content, so you're like getting in at a good time if you're not already a Patreon subscriber. Subscriptions start at $3 a month. If you want free stuff from us, just like this podcast is free, you can go to our website, meganandwendy.com. That's where you can find all the show notes for this podcast, but it's also where you can find tons of original content. Wendy just went to town on a post all about what to expect when Disneyland reopens, and I can only imagine how long it took her to dig into that information. So
hours.
It's all in one place for you. Plus, there's lots of Easter content over there. Lots of good stuff over there. Where else are we? We're on Facebook, Long Story Shorties, and we just launched a fun fitness, I say in air quotes. It's like, for me, the whole motivation is get up. Just do something, move. I'm not trying to train for a half marathon. I'm just trying to not sit all day long. And unfortunately, like I'm sitting right now and I'm watching people charge ahead of me in the challenge.
Oh.
Open up the app and you can see who's in the lead, and it's not me, I can tell you that.
I gotta see. All right. Keep talking.
So if you'd like to join our Facebook, you don't have to join the quote fitness challenge to be in the group. Just come in, chat with us, Long Story Shorties. And of course, finally, we are on Instagram, where we are Megan and Wendy LSS, which stands for Long Story Short.
I'm gonna have to look for that later because I'm obviously my watch. Don't know how it works. I've had it for a year. Don't know how it works. Okay. We want you to send us your emails. We have received a lot of emails over the last couple of days. We like to share them here on the show. So if you want to be the next writer-inner, shout out Totally Lame Podcast. If you know, you know. You can email us at meganandwendy@gmail.com. Megan has a crap ton of emails. Let's go.
I do. Let's start with the first one from Sheila, and it's about China, okay? As in, not the country, but the dishes. And it says, when I was registering for my wedding in 2007, I was the first person in my peer group to get married. Everybody else is in college or high school, and I was very uncomfortable with asking these people to pay for China. My boss was from a well-off family in New England, and he was scandalized that I didn't register for any. Fast forward 12 years, and I found most of a 12-place set at Goodwill for $50. It was like 90 pieces, and I made it my primary Christmas gift that year. We pull it out for Easter and Thanksgiving, though. Easter and Thanksgiving mostly, though I use the teacups, some of the platters, for poetry tea time with my kids.
Oh, that's adorable.
It's 100% old lady China, and I love it. I hope my kids look back and remember that I tried to make occasions special, and she sent a picture, which I'm going to send to Wendy to include in the show notes because it's so beautiful, and I love that story. And look, if you missed last episode, I talked about how I have all this China that we don't use. We have seasonal nice dishes that we use regularly, but we don't ever use our China. But part of it is like people spent a lot of money on that for us as a gift for our wedding. Anyway, I'm not going to get back into it. I know Wendy's shrugging like, oh, well.
Okay, I have a couple of notes. My husband listens to the show. So
I do.
So we always talk about it after he listens to it. He always has like some sort of feedback or wants to have some discussion. Anyway, so we were talking about how I wanted to get rid of all the drinkware in our buffet, and he's like, no, you're not getting rid of that. I was like, dude, we haven't used it in 20 freaking years. And he goes, but you never know. And I'm like, I know that I haven't pulled out one margarita glass in 20 years, so I think it can go. But I couldn't believe he kind of fought me on it a little bit.
I would think he'd be like, yeah, get rid of it. And if you're going to have like a margarita party, just, okay, then go buy glasses at that point, right?
I mean, I'm not above a solo cup. I think we talked about this before. Like, I don't know. We don't, look, one of the dogs broke a glass by the pool yesterday, so now it's plastic only out in the backyard.
I see those silicone wine glasses.
Yes, we need something that is not that collection of glasses in our buffet table.
All right, we also have an email from Lene, and this email is long, and I'm not going to read all of it. We loved every single second of it, Lene. The second you sent it, I was like, Wendy, open your email. But I want to read a couple things that she said. First of all, she says, so much goodness in your recent podcasts. Actually, each one, but this email just covers the past couple of episodes. She says, you're podcasters, damn it. Own it. I love your show. I cleaned up which of my podcasts to subscribe to after I figured out that podcasts are taking up so much storage on my phone. You're one of the about 6 podcasts I stay subscribed to. I do not follow Dax Shepard. I prioritize you gals.
Oh, that's so nice.
She says, any thoughts on adding hoodies to your shop? I would buy an approved hoodie. So, we're thinking about it, guys. Would you buy an approved hoodie? Do you want a long story short sweatshirt, a mug? I mean, obviously, I'm going to buy it all.
I want a hoodie that has some sort of my branding on it. Yes.
Yeah. And people are like, what is that? And then you say, it's my podcast.
Yeah.
Because I'm a podcaster, damn it.
Bitch. No, I'm just kidding. I'm sorry. It was a whole Britney moment there. Sorry.
Wendy, please get the Vitamix. We honestly use it every day to make smoothies and have had it over 10 years. It does help that we keep it on our counter. It's so easy to clean and so powerful. I ended up accidentally blending one of the shaker coils from a shaker cup, as I thought I was ahead of the game by putting the ingredients in the shaker cup the night before, but forgot to remove the shaker ball.
Wait, so would the Vitamix actually destroy the coil?
See, that's the follow-up that I need. Is the Vitamix still working and the coil is just no longer?
Yeah.
It sounds like she did not destroy her Vitamix.
No, but did it like totally chew up the coil? That's what I'm so curious about.
I'm telling you, I told you it could take my podcast microphone and shred it.
Yeah.
Peloton, I want one, but I know we don't have room. Pauline, who is her sister, uses hers almost every day. I want to roll out of bed and do a workout of my PJs if I want to. Okay. This is my favorite part. It says FOMO. Yes, I feel FOMO when I am not in your podcast studio. You're so relatable that I want to fly down and join you when COVID is over. Not in a stalking way. Hugs to both of you. Lene, we love you. Come down anytime.
Lene's awesome. You can come sit in my closet anytime you'd like. I don't know if there's enough room to put 2 of us next to each other, but
sometimes it smells like damp laundry in my closet. It's not quite the dream.
Oh my God. Last night
on camera,
I walked in here and I was like, is that sweaty gym clothes? I was like, God, it's going to smell like that tomorrow. So
I know. I kind of want to like burn a candle in here, but there's nowhere to do that. That wouldn't be completely dangerous. But maybe I need like an oil diffuser or something.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah. Yeah.
Something. I have a little bit of feedback on our FOMO episode.
Okay.
My girlfriend Kelly, who listens to the show, she's like, I'm not going to email you, so I'm just going to tell you what my thoughts are. And I was like, all right. So she said, and I thought this was so interesting, she said that she does suffer from FOMO, but it's different than ours, because ours is like fear of not being included in something, right?
Yeah.
Hers is she has fear of missing out on the actual activity or experience that the other people are doing. And I thought that was so interesting because I was like, you know, like if somebody's going skydiving, she's sad to miss the skydiving.
And we just want to be there.
Exactly.
We just want to be in the photos.
Exactly. Who is with us and who is with Kelly? Email the show, meganandwendy@gmail.com.
We have a quick programming note. There is no Hallmark bonus episode this week, and we thought we were just going to take that time and reclaim it, but no, we have now filled that space with a bonus episode, and we are going to be reviewing the new Hulu documentary Kid 90. I've watched half of it so far, and I've got some thoughts.
So, you know what is so funny? I was not feeling well last week, and I had watched the trailer for it, and I was like, kind of bummed me out because 2 things. One, the real world has just rebooted like their 30th anniversary of their first season, which I was in high school at that time, which 30 years makes me want to cry inside. That is soul-sucking information. Yeah. But then I watched this trailer of this kid 90, and it was like all that teenage feeling. And I was like, because I was a kid in the 90s. So I didn't want to watch it because I was like, this is going to make me cry. I don't feel good already. And this is going to make me cry. And I don't even know if it will or not. Like, I don't even know what the documentary is about. So I'm excited to watch it. Other than it has something to do with Soleil Moon Frye, and she takes a lot of videos. No?
Yeah. And it's not a feel-good movie. I'll tell you that.
Oh, really?
That's all I'm going to say. Save it for Thursday. But
okay. I will watch this afternoon.
All right. The Grammys were on last night. Did you watch?
No, I didn't.
I didn't either. And I didn't even know the Grammys were on until people were talking about it on Twitter.
Oh, really?
I have 2 tweets that I have saved that sum up my feelings about the Grammys last night perfectly. Okay. The first one is from Corey at Hey Let's Make Stuff, who says, I am useless at music, trademark, which means that Twitter feels unusually cryptic tonight. And believe me, I can feel that, because if anybody is also useless at music, it's me. It's one of my key traits. I'm good at a lot of things. I don't know who sings anything. I have like no musical knowledge whatsoever.
So there's no excitement like to see like these people win something that you listen to?
I mean, every once in a while, but I don't have like a deep musical appreciation, especially for the current like pop culture. Like, I mean, Taylor Swift, sure, but do I know? When people were talking about half of those performances, I was like, I don't even know who that is.
Megan Thee Stallion.
I know who that is.
Okay. Cardi B. Do you know these people?
Yes. But like, I'm not even going to say the names that I was like, I don't know who that is.
Well, listen, I turned it on last night, and we'll read your other tweet here in a second, but I turned it on last night, and they were showing somebody who was nominated for like best album, and I think their name was Black Pumas, and I was like, who the hell is that? So I feel you when you say you don't know who these current pop culture people are.
Second tweet was from Heather and Jessica at Thug Girls, who says, it's not that I'm not enjoying the Grammys, but seriously, how is it still going on after 3 hours and 30 minutes? And that is the point at which I realized I'm so glad I didn't even try.
Well, I did turn it on last night because as we were preparing for the show last night, I saw the notes about the Grammys, and I was like, well, I hadn't intend to watch it, but I turned it on. 1, it took place in the daytime. 2, it was outside. 3, it looked like a ladies' charity luncheon. It was like
I didn't
small.
know any of that.
You didn't even turn it on?
No.
Oh, shit. I'm going to drop a picture. There's got to be a picture on the internet. I'll drop one in our show notes. But it was like little cocktail tables with like 2 people at each cocktail table, like throughout. They did it like, I think it's still called LA Live outside of Staples Center and little Microsoft Theater out there. Mm-hmm. You're familiar with the area, right? If you're not.
I've been to many a concert there. Aside from the fact that I know nothing about music, I actually go to a lot of concerts.
Your husband drags you to a bunch of concerts. Okay, so there's an area outside where they held the Grammys last night, and it's called LA Live, and there's restaurants and the Staples Center where the Lakers play, and a Microsoft Theater, which I don't even think it's called Microsoft Theater anymore. Anyway, it's a fun place to visit when it's not a pandemic. So I thought it was a weird choice that they did it there.
I mean, how many open outdoor spaces are there in LA that they could do something like that, though?
Probably not a lot, but it was so funny because when I did turn it on, I believe Megan Thee Stallion had won an award, and she's giving her like speech, and a loud car drives by because like Figueroa is right there. And I was like, they didn't close Figueroa like to traffic noise, because that would make sense, right? And so she like reacted. She was like, was that a car? Like it was weird. I appreciated that they tried to do some sort of like traditional Grammys presentation, but that's all I saw of it.
Let's throw back a little bit. We talked a little bit about our quote fitness challenge that we're doing. We're calling it Shorties Get Moving. And I wanted to talk about the fact that it's just like a close your rings on your Apple Watch challenge. And I took my watch out yesterday to charge it, and it was dusty.
Mine too. Mine too, friend.
And it completely did. Yeah, I had big plans. I was like, I'm going to get up before the kids every day this morning and go for a walk. Did that happen today? No. Did we oversleep? Yes.
It's because the time changed and it was dark at 7 o'clock or whatever.
Yeah, but I had to get up at 6. And
I know, it was still dark.
Raining. So I need to adjust my plans. I think it's going to be an afternoon walk situation.
So it was so funny because I got a new phone. How long ago would you say that was? 2 months?
2 months ago? Mm-hmm.
I took out my watch and I had to unpair it from the old phone. Like I had a full technical setup yesterday because I had to unpair it from one, pair it with the other. I had to Google all this stuff, how to do it. I still think I'm having problems with it, so I need some technical help. Hopefully you can help me off air because I want to.
Happy to.
I want to, I got to get moving. This is basically just a get moving challenge. There's no winner, right?
I mean, there is a winner in the app, but there's no prize.
Okay.
I just need to make it a goal in my day to move more. I feel better when I'm more active. I sleep better. My anxiety ramps down. It's all benefits. There's no, I'm not in a weight loss place. I'm not talking that's not what's happening for me. I'm just I need to move.
Okay, so I see your note here. Are you moving in your bike shorts?
Well, I want to. I would like to. I was very excited about them, but we're not in bike short weather yet. We're still in sweats weather. It's rainy.
You guys, Megan acts like we live in Minnesota. It was a beautiful
It's 55 degrees outside right now. That's not bike short weather for a Californian.
It's 9:25 a.m.
The high is 57 today, by the way. That's chilly.
Oh my God, you guys. Okay, so like I told you, my husband listens to the show. He was like, oh my God, you bought bike shorts. And I said, hell yeah, I did. Here they are. They came. I'm so excited. And even better, I bought 2. So these are the Old Navy ones. If you guys aren't watching the show on Patreon, I'm holding up the bike shorts that I actually bought.
Did you buy the same ones I bought?
So I think so. The first ones are the extra high rise with the 8-inch inseam.
Yes. Those are the ones I have.
And I wanted to see, they say this is the Old Navy Active Go Dry. I wanted to see
why do they have so many options?
Yeah. First of all, Old Navy don't do that. These are the high-rise Bermuda Go Dry Active Power Soft. How many names can you have? These ones feel different. They feel kind of like compression, but they don't say compression on them. Okay. And I certainly don't want to put compression shorts on because that would be a look.
Gives me a stomach ache anyway.
This is 77% polyester, 23% spandex.
I have to tell you, none of that means anything to me. I know what it is. I just don't know how it affects my clothing.
I know. The only reason I bought 2 pairs, and I have not tried them on yet. I will probably return one of them. I just want to make sure that you can't see my bootay. You know, leggings when they sometimes if you bend over you can see things. These seem pretty well coveraged. I don't know.
I've always been a fan of Old Navy Active. I think they do a great job at a great price point. I have a ton of their activewear leggings that I've been a big fan of them. I think they're well made, especially for a brand that is inconsistent with its quality. Okay, I finished Ginny and Georgia. We talked about it a couple episodes ago, I believe, on our mixed bag chatty episode. Yeah. I could only watch 1 or 2 episodes at a time because, like I said, it stressed me out to watch. But now that I finished, I need a second season. They leave everything open. There's no resolution.
No, I think it's definitely going to come back for a second season. I enjoyed it. I still makes me a little uncomfortable, but I enjoyed it overall. By the way, I wanted to say to you, congratulations on making it through your first year of a pandemic. We have just reached the anniversary. We did it.
We did it. We're still here, man. And honestly, I almost said we're thriving. I'm not thriving. However, I do want to give ourselves credit that we took 5 months. Long story short, went real dark. I didn't feel like creating content was here, buy these things for your Easter basket when there's nothing on the shelves in the grocery store, right? It took a long time to ease back into the kind of content that we do and to feel comfortable doing it. But we launched this whole brand new thing. We've committed to it. We're 30 plus episodes in. Yeah. I'm very proud of us.
Me too, Megan. And you know what kind of bummed me out the other day? I was thinking about this last year, and I have only seen you in person like 3 times in the last year.
I know, but now you're like almost a week out from your vaccine being fully effective. That means, the CDC says like you can have like contact with someone from a low risk household. And I am a person from a low risk household.
Well, hell, I'm coming over.
I know. I feel like we're on the up and up.
I'm telling you, I've said it for weeks. We are trending in the right direction.
Yes. You started listening to a new podcast.
I did. Did you ever read Sassy magazine?
Hell yeah. YM.
No, specifically Sassy.
I know, but I was adding another to the mix. I was into the teen magazines. Yes, I read Sassy.
Okay, so Sassy existed from 1988 to 1996. And there's a new podcast called Listen to Sassy. And it's hosted by Tara Ariano, who is the host of one of my favorite podcasts, a 90210 podcast, and it's called Extra Great Hot. They review TV shows. She's one of my favorites. She's very funny. She's very smart. The other co-host is Pamela Ribben. And what they are doing, she went and bought every single issue of Sassy on eBay.
That's amazing.
And they are going through each issue per episode. So they talk about like the quiz, and they talk about like the lead story or whatever in the magazine, and the beauty. I don't know. They have it all broken down, but it is so funny. And it's what I really like about it is that they have like this perspective, this look back on this like era, from the view of 2021. So I love it. Did Sassy and YM have like those like reader questions? Like, I started my period and then
YM for sure did, and YM was known for like having the embarrassing stories section that I swear were all made up, because it was my tampon string was hanging out at the pool. Like every single month there was some variation of that. I'm like, seriously, people. I bought the Costco undies, guys. If you're in our Facebook group, we had a conversation. We were talking about underwear a lot. I'm way into my inexpensive multi-pack underwear, and many people in our Facebook group said they buy their underwear at Costco. I've never even looked at underwear at Costco, but I went to Costco last week, and Costco right now is like an every 3-month excursion. So when I'm there, I go to Costco. And when I was checking out, people had like 4 things in their cart. I'm like, what is happening? These are people that go to Costco every week that don't need to like have the enormous cart going in. Anyway, one person recommended the Felina brand, and they are
I saw you just look to your left. You have them to show.
I'm not going to show the underwear.
Damn!
I thought I had the packaging.
Okay.
Well, I'll show you the material they're made out of.
Okay.
I'm going to show you like a full. I don't like holding up a full underwear. You're like, anyway, it looks like a lot of fabric when you hold up underwear. You know what I mean? Yes. But it's like a Pima cotton. Like, do you see this? Do you see?
Yeah, it looks. Yeah.
It's very comfortable. They are. They have a wide waistband. This is the hipster style. They came in a 5-pack, multicolors. Although that is one of my beefs with the underwear industry. Like, I want like black and nude. Black and nude. That's really the only colors I want my underwear in.
You don't need like bright purple and hot pink.
Dusty pink. No, I need to.
I like dusty pink.
I don't want this in the background of my video the entire time. So anyway.
Is the waistband seamless on that?
Yes, it's seamless and tagless. They're very comfortable. I'm very pleased with them. So that is another endorsement for the Costco undies. Now, I don't know if that's the brand everyone's buying. I honestly, Costco is one of those places like you never know what you're going to get. But they had these, and I remember specifically someone recommending that brand. So I just dropped it right into my cart, and then I like covered it with other stuff because I get embarrassed when I'm buying underwear in a store like that.
I have 2 notes on clothes, if I may. First of all, I got one of those like Facebook memories pictures come up recently, like from 5 years ago. I'm wearing the exact same thing. I have a signature look. Megan, if somebody were to ask you, what is Wendy's signature look? What would it be?
Boyfriend jeans and a V-neck t-shirt.
That's it. That is
but
it.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I have worn it for years. And I'm ready to say goodbye.
Break free.
Move on from that. So I asked my 13-year-old, I said, can you curate some new looks for me. Which I just have no style whatsoever.
That's so true. It is hard to change what you are drawn to. It's hard. I've tried. I'm not gonna.
I just don't love it. I'm sorry. I can't do it anymore. I have to break away from the boyfriend jean with the ripped knee, and I just can't. I gotta. Nope. Look, I can't wear the V-neck anymore because I've developed all these like chest lines right here.
You need a boob pillow.
Busty. You know, if you see the video, you guys know what I'm doing. These chest lines.
You need a boob
also,
pillow.
yeah. What is a boob pillow?
Goes in between your boobs when you sleep. So you
Shut
don't get
up.
Chest wrinkles.
Shut up. I thought you were thinking like a body pillow. That's why I was thinking what you meant. But what is a boob?
Like goes
you put it
in between your boobs. It's like a reverse bra. It like goes in between and like slightly under so that they don't smush together while you sleep. Mm-hmm.
Is that going to reverse my chest wrinkles?
I mean, it's going to prevent them from forming.
Do you have a boob pillow?
No, I'm too freaking late. That's one of those things I'm way too lazy for.
Okay.
Also, I sleep on my back, so I don't have like they they naturally distance themselves from each other when you sleep on your back.
Okay, so here's the other thing I need to talk about with clothes.
Mm-hmm.
Coming up, I have to attend a charity luncheon, and it has a theme, and we have been encouraged to dress similar to the theme, which would just be like a nice dress or something. It has triggered every anxiety in me. Like, one, I don't ever wear dresses. Ever. I have kinkles. I don't think I feel like a monster in a dress. I think I've talked about this before. So I'm like, can I get away with pants? Will I be breaking the theme? I'm freaking out about it.
One, I think you can wear pants. Two, do you want to be a person who wears dresses?
I like the idea of it. I just know what my reality is.
Everybody is worthy of wearing dresses. And I think the only way, if you want to be, look, some people don't like dresses, so that's a different thing, right? But if you want to be a person who wears dresses, if you are drawn to dresses, I think maybe the only way to be a person who wears dresses is like a little immersion therapy, and you have to wear the dress.
Right. We'll see. I'll keep you updated. I'm really hoping I don't have to go.
All right. Talk about your phantom hair before I move on.
Oh my God. The other day this is when it happened. I can tell you specifically. I dropped that candy off at your house, got in the car, and I'm driving, and I feel like, what is the hair touching my face right here? And I was like, there must be like a hair caught in like my sunglasses. You know, that's happened, right? Something. So I'm like touching my face, taking the glasses off, pushing my hair back, like everything. Well, ever since then, I still can feel it. I don't know what it is. I'm positive I'm having some sort of neurological break.
Maybe you just have some sort of like nerve in your face that's like tickling you.
I can feel it right here. I mean, I even took out the like tinkle razor.
Oh,
Shaved my face right here because I thought, what if it's like a little baby hair and it's just curled and it's
like
touching
turning
my face?
in on itself?
Yes. It didn't help. I am dying.
Sorry.
I am dying. It's got to be a nerve situation, right?
I'm going to diagnose you as I have no idea. I've diagnosed myself with a pinched nerve in my shoulder, so.
I'm afraid that at first I thought, is my face just like folding in on itself? And that's why I can't. Oh my God.
We need to take a quick break, guys.
Yeah.
Take a deep breath.
I need a moment.
Oh, we're going to be back to talk splurges and saves. Longtime podcast listeners know how much we love Celestial Shell for her treasure trove of handmade goodies. We suggest you run, don't walk to her shop after you finish listening to this episode, of course, to get your hands on her new padded zipper pouches. We can feel it, guys. Travel is on the horizon this year, and you know what you need for travel? You need pouches. You need them for your makeup. You need them for your charging cords. You need them for snacks. You need a pouch for everything, and Celestial Shell has the cutest designs. Use the code LSSFriends15 at checkout at celestialshell.com for a discount. Also, if you don't have a book sleeve, you're going to want one of those too.
This episode is brought to you by Home Chef. Megan and I don't agree on everything, shocker, but we do agree that making dinner can feel like a total chore sometimes. And you guys, I hate making dinner, but enter Home Chef. Easy, delicious meals that arrive right on your doorstep every week or every other week, whatever you choose. They have oven-ready meals if all you have time for is adding the ingredients to a pan and tossing it in the oven. They've extended their $90 off deal through the end of March. Use the link in our show notes and code LSSPOD for access to this amazing offer.
In today's podcast episode, we wanted to talk about splurges and saves, the kinds of things that we go like the budget-friendly route on and the kinds of things that we go all in. And I want to first say, Wendy sent me a text yesterday as we were preparing for this episode, and I can cut this out, but I do think it's important to say.
Sure.
She was like, I feel like a jerk. Like, I'm realizing I fall into one category on most of these. And I want to say, are you laughing because I changed your word? First of all, what constitutes a splurge and a save for one person versus another isn't the same thing. Like, what I consider a splurge is someone's like, oh, that's my lower end item, right?
Sure.
Also, this isn't like a place for judgment. We're not trying to say that there's one that is more valuable than the other. I just thought it was a fun conversation. So don't go into this like, I suck because of whatever reason you've decided. Okay? Okay.
Okay.
So with that, do you consider yourself a budget conscious person?
Me?
Uh-huh.
No. It's not because I don't see the importance of it. I'm just not, one, savvy enough, interested enough, dedicated enough to, like, be all on top of, like, sticking to a budget. And I'm sure I will regret that eventually at some point in my life when my husband retires or, you know. So... yeah, but I'm not totally opposed to a budget challenge. Did you see my note about that?
I did see that. That's interesting. Hot tip, folks. We actually do have a budget challenge on our website. We'll link it in our show notes, complete with a free budgeting template that you can just drop your numbers into, and it's just going to add everything up for you. I do consider myself budget conscious, but did not grow up that way. I'm not that way by nature. I didn't live in a house that talked about money ever. My mom taught me how to balance a checkbook, but I still didn't really get the value of it. I'm definitely a person who got in trouble in college. Like, I fell into the trap of opening too many credit cards because they were like,
Me too.
You know, they get you. They're sitting on that college campus and they're like, come on over. We'll get you this fancy credit card with your university on it. And yeah, you want that. And then, of course, I also needed the Victoria's Secret credit card too.
Especially when you don't have two dimes to rub together. You're like, hell yeah, free money, which you think is free money, but...
Right? And I didn't have any concept of the consequences of what came with spending that money and then not paying it back. And it took me a long time, quite frankly, to learn that lesson. But I am married to a person who's very frugally minded in most ways. So for years, we nickel and dimed our budget. Like, we had a budget spreadsheet in Excel, and like every month I would drop everything in and I would figure out like what we had left in every category and what we were spending. And it worked for us. I mean, we consistently put money in savings, and you know, we were able to pay our bills every month, and the bills that came like every 6 months weren't ever a surprise to us. So it worked in that way. And I have become a person who is aware of our budget, but it took years of training myself to be that way.
I admire that, but I also that sounds so what's the word I'm looking for here?
Tedious?
Yes, that's it. Yeah. I mean,
it was. Oh, we still keep a paper checkbook. I mean, I still enter everything on paper.
That's bananas to me.
Yeah, and I think it also comes out of necessity. I mean, we have a one teacher paycheck household, and so, you know, there were a lot of years there wasn't extra money beyond the essentials available to us. Like, there, you know, we would have gotten in trouble if we weren't paying attention to it.
Yeah.
So that's, you know, it was born out of necessity. But let's talk about where we spend our money.
Okay.
How about beauty? Are you a splurger or are you a saver?
So I was thinking about this. I'm 60-40, and the 40 is the splurge.
Okay.
You know, during the pandemic, for some reason, I felt like I needed to treat myself. So I like ordered all these like high-end beauty products online. I'm talking like Chanel moisturizer, like all these like high-end things just because I felt like a caged animal and I needed a little.
You're worth it. Yes, I get it.
Okay. But on the other end, like I have a ton of drugstore favorites that I go to over and over again, and I don't see myself like swapping out those lower priced products for a higher one. But there is often times that I do opt for a higher priced item, especially when it comes to like lips or foundation, hair products. Those are a lot. I'm like, those are a lot of things that I spend money on. But maybe I'm more of the 60 splurge, 40. I don't know, Megan. I don't keep track of this stuff, so I have no freaking idea.
I'm really like 90-10 these days, 95-10, with the 90-95 being in the safe category, especially in the last year, which is so funny. Because I totally get the tendency to go all in on like, well, we're not really buying clothes, but my skin can look great, or my hair can look great, or I can do, like do makeup for Zoom call,
Right.
But I've always been a little bit of a split. Like I've certainly owned higher end beauty products, but in this past year, man, I am like, I should write a blog post about my drugstore favorites, because I would say I have a couple higher end things in my rotation, but I'm like real there on the save. And every once in a while I'll be like, oh, I really want that. Like, I'm with you. I think a higher end foundation is a really great way to spend your money. A higher end lipstick can be like such a treat. I do think eyeshadow palettes from, like a Sephora as opposed to the drugstore often are a great way to spend your money. But like a mascara, I'll probably never in my life ever buy a non-drugstore mascara again, because there's so many great options, right? Like I'm like, that feels like a waste of money to me.
Right.
A lip gloss, there's so many great options. Eyebrow pencil, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even my skincare, I found great. It's not all like available at Target, but I would say it's all in the drugstore realm. You get a lot of it at Ulta. Anyway, I have really dug in on the save part of it. But then like, go ahead.
I think I tend to be impulsive, like, because you had mentioned something like, I want that. Yeah, I act on that I want that, where I think you maybe like pause and think about it before you go and just like drop $20 on a lip balm or whatever.
Here's the thing. I am much less likely to make an impulse online purchase than I am to make an impulse in-person purchase.
Interesting.
So because there's so little in-person shopping happening these days, like if I'm in a Sephora and I see all this stuff and I want it, I'm much more likely to buy it than I am to add it to my cart. And
see, that's what's funny about Megan, you guys. Like, she'll go, I have 15 things in my cart right now. So she if she wants something, she'll put it in her cart, but then she doesn't buy it. Me, I'm like, cart purchase done. Be here in 2 days. So
I mentioned that on Instagram, and a lot of people were like, oh, I have carts full all over the internet, which I thought was really interesting. Sometimes just like adding it to the cart scratches the itch. And my husband and I have a shared Amazon account, and I always I'm constantly like clicking on links and adding them to my cart and then just leaving them there, and he'll go to check out with whatever he's ordering. He's like, do you need any of this stuff? I don't even know what's in there. So nope, I don't need any of it.
Oh my God,
or he'll just
so
save it for later. So it's sitting down there. So it's funny to see like my last couple years of saved for later items.
Right. Well, I think the problem too is that like I do so much online shopping on my phone, and my credit cards are just connected to like my Nordstrom, my Sephora, and boom, 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 just shop for things I don't typically always need. Let's talk groceries.
Okay.
I'm about 50-50, I think, in this scenario. We spend, and I say we, me, because I do the grocery shopping. I will splurge on organic produce and meat and poultry. Everything else, pantry staples, all that other crap, it could be store brand. Like I don't care. It's all the same to me.
All like, you don't have like a preferred peanut butter?
I mean, yeah, I guess I do.
Yeah.
But I'm not shopping peanut butters and looking like at comparing the prices of like one or the other.
Right.
I'm not like a brand name like junkie or anything. Yes, I have a preferred product most of the time, especially at the grocery store. But where I spend the most bulk of our money is on the organic products, not organic pantry staples. Like
pasta, you're not buying organic. Is that
no.
I'm sure.
No, it's mostly just it's just
Meats
mostly
and
like
produce.
meats and produce. Yeah.
Do you ever look at a grocery store ad?
No. We talked about old jobs, and I used to work at Ralph's, and every week I would look at the ads, but that was for the job, so I knew what was on sale for the customers. But now, no, I don't. And I have a friend who would tell me that she would always look at the ads, and then she would like run all over town to get like the best deal on chicken or the best deal on strawberries or what. And I just was like, aren't you wasting money like driving around town? Money and time.
But so there used to be a website called The Grocery Game, and this was, it was when we lived in our old house. So it was over 10 years ago that I was a member, and I think you paid something like $5 a month. I don't remember, for access to this website. And they would take the weekly circulars and they would match them up with coupons from that week and previous weeks. And they would like show you like, this is the stuff to buy, and here's all the stuff you can get for free. And my friends and I were all in on The Grocery Game. Here's the problem. You ended up with like 67 bottles of Heinz ketchup. But it was a game to me, and it was fun. But at some point I was like, my time is more valuable. So I do look at the circulars. They don't 100% guide my shopping, but I'm like, if strawberries are on sale this week, hell yeah, I'm buying strawberries, as opposed to when they're $8 a pound or whatever strawberries cost. You know, sometimes the kids are like, can we have grapes? And like, I'm not going to be like, no, you can't have grapes. But if the grapes are not even a little bit on sale, sometimes I'm like, no, you can't have grapes.
Okay, grapes are always freaking expensive.
They are expensive. And when they're not on sale, I'm like, you guys will eat that bag of grapes in a day, and it just cost me $10. And I have to be like, look, I'd rather buy the bag of cuties that'll last us several days. Yeah.
I hear you about that. Okay, well, I have a question though, because I see your note here.
My note that we don't buy organic, and I'm probably slowly poisoning my family, because that's the truth.
Oh, deals on meat.
Yeah.
Okay, so you will shop the circulars for better prices on meat. Is this correct?
Yeah, and we freeze it.
Okay, so I have like that concept is foreign to me. Oh, like my in-laws will be like, "Oh my God, did you see that like prime rib is not even prime? Ground beef is on sale for X amount of dollars?" And I'm like, "No, I didn't, because like that's not on my radar. Like I don't know what is a good price and a deal."
So I definitely don't know it for every cut of meat. We go through a ton of ground turkey in our house. We don't really. My daughter is no longer a cow eater. Like, those are her words. She doesn't eat cow. So she doesn't eat red meat. So we've always been a ground turkey family. We do turkey burgers, and we put it in our tacos and put it in our pasta sauces and whatever. And ground turkey in my grocery store is about $6 a pound, except it's frequently on sale for $2.99 a pound. And so when I see it, I buy like 5 of them and toss them in the freezer, and then just pull them out and defrost them for whatever we're going to use.
You have a note here about cereal.
Cereal's expensive, guys. So I find cereal at full price to be highway robbery. $6 or $7 for a box of cereal is outrageous. And my family eats so much cereal. My kids and my husband are cereal people. They eat a lot of cereal. So right now, I was just looking, we have like 9 boxes of cereal in our pantry, because when cereal's on sale, I buy a lot. And then I just went to Costco. So there's like one cereal my husband likes that is outrageously expensive for a tiny box in the grocery store, but fairly well priced at Costco. Quaker granola. And so we have like Costco cereals. There's probably honestly like 8 to 10 boxes of cereal, because when it's on sale, we stock up. All right, throwing it back to fashion, which we were talking about earlier in the podcast. Splurge or steal?
Mostly steal, I say begrudgingly. Look, guys, if you're watching the video, let me see if I can show you. All that, mostly Old Navy and Target. I long to be like not always wearing fast fashion. If you guys don't know what fast fashion is, I don't even have the definition.
I mean, it's kind of designed to be disposable, right? Like, it's made inexpensively, it's sold inexpensively, and it's not meant to be an investment piece.
Right. There's part of me that really wants, like, it's not that I want to throw a ton of money down for clothing. I
Right.
just want to feel good in it. And sometimes I feel that the stuff I pick up at Old Navy or Target or whatever, I don't feel good in. That doesn't mean it's the clothes. It's likely me and my insecurities. So, I don't know. You know how like you shop to feel better sometimes? At least I do.
Sure.
And, that's why it's accessible. You know, Target, Old Navy, those are accessible areas where I can shop for. I do wish I had a more curated, beautiful collection of clothes. I just don't.
I do too, and I would love to be a more sustainable shopper. The reality is that where I am in my life right now, like the kind of stuff that I wear, first of all, like this is an Old Navy sweater. It's lasted me. I've had this for 2 years. Like not all fast fashion is disposable, but I don't know. When it comes to investment pieces, like I wear a lot of t-shirts. Does anybody buy a t-shirt investment piece when I find like they get stretched out, they get stained, they get holes from where, your jean pokey part like sticks in the stuff.
Every single one.
Like, why am I going to buy an expensive t-shirt when that's
Right.
going to happen?
Yeah.
Like, I'm looking through here too, and like, I don't know, are people really buying like investment sweatshirts? Like, this is my Old Navy. Oh, excuse me, this is a departure from the norm. This is an American Eagle sweatshirt.
Oh. For me, shoes, I can't buy cheap shoes. My feet hurt so bad if they are in a poor quality pair of shoes. So it's not that I'm like trying to buy like a name brand shoe. I just need to buy a quality shoe.
I put a comment here that pretty much any like nice clothing or accessory item I have was a gift. So
I mean,
every once in a while I have a nice thing. I'm like, oh yeah, my mom bought it. Because
that's nice. That's great.
it is nice. I love it. And I'm like always happy to have it. And I'm happy like that she did it. Because I feel a lot of guilt spending money on clothes. It's like hard for me to spend like $100 on one item. I'm like, do you know what I could do at Old Navy with $100?
I know. I hear you. I've gotten some really nice gifts in the form of like handbags and stuff like that. And I just could not bring myself to purchase like a Louis Vuitton bag for X amount of dollars. Like, I just can't.
I couldn't either to buy it for myself, but I'm thrilled to get one for a gift.
Me too, for sure.
Okay, travel. This is kind of where we align.
Oh, really?
Why are you laughing?
I mean, you guys travel a lot. So, like, non-pandemic times, you guys travel a lot. So, do you always splurge when you guys travel?
My desire is always to splurge. So no, we don't always. I'm definitely like, I'm not brand loyal when it comes to airlines because I will look for the best rate on the best route. I'm not like, I'm Delta loyal because I want those points. No, I'm going to find the best rate. And sometimes that means going to a slightly farther away airport, like not going to the super convenient Orange County airport. Right. But my heart is in upgraded travel. My heart is in a nice hotel. My heart is in an upgraded airline ticket. Like, I will be honest, I could upgrade one area of my life permanently. It would be that I never flew coach again. Flying is so miserable. And once you've flown in business class, I'm sorry, it is not the same.
I know. My husband, so he used to travel a lot of international travel.
Yeah.
And his company would pay for it. And it would always be business or first class. Like, we're talking extended seats that lay down flat, the service that you get with that. And I would feel so jealous.
Yes.
I would have FOMO. I want that experience when I fly every single time. And it is our 20th wedding anniversary this summer. We are talking about taking a trip. And I was looking at business first class. And he's like, who do you think you are? And I was like, dude, first of all, it's our 20th wedding anniversary. Like, let's live it up. Second, we haven't gone anywhere in a year plus. Like, let's make it feel special. Like, I want to feel special. I'm sorry. And
then in terms of hotels, I like a nicer hotel.
Me too. I'm a super hotel snob. I'm sorry. I just am. It doesn't even have to be like super fancy. I just want it to be nice and that I feel relaxed and some sort of luxury. And it doesn't have to be like luxurious, you know?
Well, and for us, it depends on the kind of trip. So we went to Hawaii a couple of years ago. We were actually there a couple weeks before you guys were there in the same hotel. And we got there and they offered us the opportunity to upgrade. And my husband's like, yep, like, it didn't even like, I don't even think he thought about how much money it cost. He was like, yep, let's do it. But the next summer, we took a 11-day, 2,000-mile road trip. And the hotels we stayed in were very like mid-range because we were only there. Like we were driving in and driving out the next morning. Now, I was very careful to book places that looked like comfortable and nice, but I wasn't booking places that had like the amazing amenities because we weren't going to be able to take advantage of them. Stuff, yeah. I was like, give me a free breakfast that we can grab before we hit the road.
Totally. Guys, she stayed at a Christmas-themed hotel.
We did. We'll drop the links in the show notes. That was a fun experience. We kind of planned like part of our road trip around staying at the year-round Christmas hotel. But there was one stop on that trip that I had booked like a real budget hotel. Like pickings were slim, and we got there, and there was a hotel in this area that my husband had been wanting to stay in for years. And he goes, no, we're changing locations. Like and that was the one time that it happened. He's like, we're not staying here. We are not staying. And it happened to be the absolute worst, not because it was cheap. It was just not like, there were a lot of not great things about it. He was like, nope, we're not staying here. And we made like a game time decision. But yeah,
burned out of the parking lot.
Really in our rental minivan. We're going to take a quick break, and we're going to be right back with Megan and Wendy approved, and my item is a steal.
Awesome. We have a long podcast.
I know. I'm sorry.
It's okay. What is making me so burpy today?
I don't know. All right, guys, it's time for Megan and Wendy approved.
Hoodies coming soon.
Yes. Let's keep an eye on our website. Okay, what you got?
Oh, me first?
Yeah.
Okay, mine is and I'm holding it up in the video here. It looks like a spaceship. It is the Dash electric egg cooker. You put your eggs in, you put the lid on, it cooks your eggs to like hard-boiled eggs like in 10 minutes.
Do you like a hard-boiled egg?
My husband eats them every single day. And making hard-boiled eggs is an easy task, but can go real sideways real quick if you're making them like, on the stove in a pot of boiling water. What?
So that's how I make them. Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, everybody makes them that way, but like, okay, but my husband eats them like every single day, probably 2 a day. So then I was like, I don't want to make hard-boiled eggs every other day. So I was buying at the store hard-boiled eggs that you could. Trader Joe's has them. Most grocery stores have them. And I was checking out one day, and the guy's like, the checker guy's like, stop spending money on this. He's like, get yourself a Dash egg cooker. And I did. And he influenced me to get mine. And I bought it for my husband for Christmas.
Oh, I love that.
I was like, here you go. You can make your eggs. I don't even use it. He uses it. But yeah, it's pretty cool. And then when it's done, it plays like a little song. Ding, ding, ding. And I always go, whose phone is that? Like it's always the egg maker. So...
Well, the Dash brand also makes those fun little waffle makers with all the designs.
Yeah, but I get like a holiday one. I have a holiday one, but they have a lot of really, really cute items. And this is actually on sale at Target right now. Like $14.99.
Whoa.
Is super cheap. It's like $19.99 on Amazon. But and it comes in a variety of colors. Very cute.
All right, friends. I got a curling iron. And I don't know what it was that made me think about this the other day, but I was like, why have I never shared that? Because I love this thing. This is a Conair curling iron, and if you can't see it, it's white and rose gold. And this is actually the second one of these I've owned. So I originally bought this exact curling iron 2 years ago. We went to Ireland, and I needed a dual voltage curling iron because you can't just plug a regular... It's not dual voltage, even if you have the voltage adapter. I don't know. I was very concerned about the whole process. And my mom's like, oh, yeah, I've totally started a fire in a hotel room from...
Oh, my God.
I'm terrified of fire and electricity, guys. Terrified. Electricity scares me. So I went on the hunt for a dual voltage curling iron, and lo and behold, I found a $13 curling iron at Target that was dual voltage, and it's awesome. Now, 3 months ago, it just stopped working completely. So it lasted me about 2 years, and then it died. So I wonder if, like, maybe... I don't know, something. Part of me is like, oh, I bet it was the
trip. That trip fried it inside somehow.
Not like Ireland voltage killed it. Anyway, 2 years for a $13 curling iron. I'm all in because I'm not spending $150 on a curling iron. I've seen the T3. I'm not going to do it, guys. I refuse. I'd rather buy a new curling iron every 2 years. I'm sorry. I think this one will last me longer than that, but I immediately went back out and repurchased it. They sell it at Target. It's like the price varies. It's between $13 and $15. They have different sizes. This is the 1¼ inch, which I like. I got some loose waves happening here, but I can do like bigger waves. If you've seen a curl in my hair ever on Instagram, it's from this curling iron.
I swear we have a video where you curled your hair.
We do. We'll link it below with this curling iron. It has like a heat adjustment from 1 to 30, and then it has a turbo button. I don't know what the turbo button does, but power. I don't know what it's called, but I always turn it on. Like I always amp it up. Give me all the heat for my hair. I love it. I actually have this exact same brand of flat iron that was also under $20 because oddly my flat iron that I'd had for like 10 years died in the same week that my curling iron died. All the electronics just jumped ship. And I was like, I'm not spending. Here we go. Not spending $100 on a flat iron. So I found the sister flat iron to this curling iron and it's been great. We'll link that one as well.
What does the rose gold do? Or is that just...
I think, honestly,
to be pretty.
Have you ever seen the T3 design? That I think it's supposed to look like that. I think it's a knockoff.
I mean, now that we're talking about it, I'm sure it'll be in my Instagram feed today sometime.
Yep. They do sell it at Costco sometimes. Speaking of Costco, but again, I can't bring myself. And guys, I care about my hair. I do my hair all the time, but I love this guy.
Hey, hot tip about Costco: you can purchase things from their website without being a member. We have a blog post all about it. It's been a long one today.
It has been a long one. Thanks for hanging in there. Again, if you are not a Patreon subscriber, you can get this full episode on video by heading to patreon.com/meganandwendy. This is available at the $5 level. $5, guys. And you're going to get some other stuff in there as well. We'll be back on Thursday discussing Kid 90, the Soleil Moon Fry Hulu documentary. So if you haven't watched that, do it so you can listen along with us, or just listen anyway and you'll hear our thoughts. And until then, have a great week, guys. Bye.
Goodbye.